A shakeup is coming in the Seahawks secondary with All-Pro safety Jamal Adams set to have surgery. What's going on? Jackie Montgomery with your Seahawks Daily. Well, some unfortunate news for the Seahawks and 12s everywhere. On Wednesday, Pete Carroll announced that All-Pro safety Jamal Adams will have shoulder surgery this week after suffering an injury in Sunday's win over the San Francisco 49ers.
You guys heard Jamal Adams is going to have surgery, I think it's tomorrow, on his shoulder, and unfortunately he got hit just the wrong way, and he's going to have to get fixed up. He's been through this before, and he's really rocked by it, of course, but we're all pulling for him to come out and get out of this thing, get back as soon as possible. But really disappointed for him as well as us.
Since joining the team in a trade prior to the 2020 season, Adams has been a huge factor on the field, setting an NFL record for most sacks by a defensive back with 9.5 last year. This year, the sack numbers haven't been there, but he's still a playmaker, ranking third on the team in tackles with 87, second in tackles for loss with 4, second in interceptions with 2, and fourth in passes defensed with 5. His presence will be missed.
His energy for sure, but I mean, it's another playmaker out there, a guy that you have to plan for in the game plan. You got to know where he's at. If you when you're watching film, you can see that offenses have to know where he's at because they have to be conscious of him blitzing, and so. It's going to be a lot from his leadership, his energy, his passion for the game. We're definitely going to miss that.
The fire that he brings and the explosive plays and big hits. He's had a couple picks. He's been doing everything except we haven't got him the sacks that we had a year ago. But other than that, he's been playing really hard and tough and he's got a lot of energy for us and been very positive.
Stepping into the role is Ryan Neal, who filled in for Adams last year when he missed 4 games dealing with an injury to the same shoulder. Neal stepped up to the challenge when called upon in 2020, earning the confidence from his teammates in a more regular role on defense this season.
For me, it's just the same thing, just step in, be accountable, be there for the people around me, be there for my team. The defense, the coaches, everything. Of course, it's an opportunity for me, but it ain't even about me. You know what I mean? It's about everybody else and how can we keep this thing rolling in the direction that we got it. So my whole mindset is step in, do my job, do it to the best of my ability to help us win games, and that's just how I'm looking at it.
Very fortunate that Ryan's been playing all year long, and he's been a come-through guy and playmaker and a big contributor. So he jumped right into that spot, and so we're fortunate to have a guy that's been that active.
Just stepping in, understanding what exactly his job is, really taking high value in what his responsibilities are, and he has really grown every single day. He really understands the defense, really smart. He knows how to apply the knowledge. He's very knowledgeable, and some guys can apply the knowledge. He can apply the knowledge to the game, to the situation, and he has certainly made himself very valuable on this defense.
Adams' absence leaves a big role to fill, but Coach Carroll and the team is confident Neal can step in seamlessly, and Neal feels more prepared for the challenge.
Way better now. Even when we was in practice, when we walked through, I shadowed him and everything he does, just even getting tips and advice from him. And, you do want to get, of course, you get advice from a guy like that. That's an all-pro Pro Bowler we're talking about. So going over his house, always in his ear, what does he see, how does he see it? And, the one thing is this, man, I'm not Jamal. That's a special kid with special talent. I'm Ryan Neal. So Ryan Neal's going to do what Ryan Neal's going to do. But in that fact, to your question, I really hope that me shadowing him and learning from behind him can help us remain having that flexibility in our defense and stuff like that and not have to shy away from anything that we've been doing. So that's the hope that I can give the coaches, and hopefully they can trust me to do the job. So
they're a little bit different style, kind of athletically, but all throughout the time we've been together, they've been Ryan's been patterning himself, to play the position the same fashion, whether it's pressuring or covering or whatever. And so it won't change us at all in what we're trying to do.
Very confident because, we kind of had this situation happen last year with Jamal. Unfortunately, he missed some games, and Ryan came in and showed he's a baller, and which is the reason why he's playing a lot more this year because of that. And so, we're confident in Ryan. We understand that he can do the job, and we still gonna miss Jamal.
Well, we are all wishing Jamal Adams a speedy recovery. You'll see Ryan Neal pair up with Quandre Diggs in the defensive backfield this Sunday when the team takes on the Houston Texans at 10 o'clock Pacific.